Okay, someone you're connected into should have told you something a long time ago, but they've been lying to you. What should they have told you? I've just been hearing that today, that it's been a long time. They should have told you. They've been lying. What should they have told you? That they're sorry for not giving you closure, but also they're sorry for leaving you behind. Just one more, please, and then I'll know which way this is going. They're sorry about the toxicity, and they're sorry that they made you feel like you were having to chase them. Okay, so we're in a chaser. All right, they pulled their energy back for whatever reason, and they could have been hot and cold, but I feel the main thing they're really have been lying about is their feelings for you. Okay, so they are sorry for the toxicity, and they're sorry that they made you feel like you were chasing. They pushed you away. Okay, they regret pushing you away. So I want to see today what's going on with them. Okay, how they feel about you now, what they'd really like to say to you now, and what are they going to do about it? You know, are these just empty words, or are they actually going to do something? So I'm going to give this another quick shuffle. Just while I'm shuffling though, thank you for being here. Thank you for all your support, your likes, your comments. I do read every single one of them, and I send you so much love. If you'd like a reading, click on the title of the video. The links are in the description box, okay? And check out the free relationship report as well. Okie pokey dokie, what is going on here? One more out of this deck. Beginnings, try again. There we go. They want to try again. That is a big lie, isn't it? So they've been very cold, haven't they? They haven't either responded to your messages, or they've cut you off, or they've ghosted you, or, you know, they've just disappeared off into the ether, as we say sometimes in the UK. So, but it's all fake. They want you back. They want you back. Oh, Kikoki, what's going on in their environment? Okay, they've realised that they've been very selfish. Wherever they went to, okay, and this is what was lied. This is really specific. Very specific. Wherever they went to, it was premeditated. Okay, that is a message that I have got to give you today. And they know they were ruthless, they know they were devious, and they know that they cut you off and they ghosted you. Okay, now wherever they are at the moment, they are not particularly very happy. And with this card in this position in the reverse, I feel very strongly that they are going to get up one day and leave. I don't feel they're going to have a grand plan. I think it's going to be very unplanned. It's going to be very quick. And for you, it is going to come as one hell of a shock. Okay, they're just going to appear back in your life in some shape or form, completely out of the blue, when you least expect it. Is your person by any chance an air sign? Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, or a lot of air in their chart, or one of those signs in their Venus position? Okay, as a person, they are not particularly, you know, like public displays of affection. Behind closed doors though, they are very, you know, they're affectionate with you. They are quite matter of fact, quite to the point. They're not very gushing, okay? If they are not happy, they do have a tendency to pull back, cut off communication, or even their worst trait will be the silent treatment, all right, where you then end up chasing or double texting or just asking them to tell you what the heck's wrong with them, all right? They can be a real cold cookie. But within this environment, they are going to leave, all right? They're going to just up and go. They're going to up and go, all right? They can be very sharp with their words, your person, the bad side of them, the not so good side of them. They can be very critical. All right. Now, also within their environment, this is a heads up for you. This is their environment, not yours. The Ten of Pentacles has come up in reverse. So if it's something to do with what their finances, their property, their physical, where they've got, you know, they've got their feet and their hands and stuff. Okay, they could have unexpected financial changes, or there's some loss, you know, property, a family problem. They could have fallen out with all their siblings or their parents, but it is something to do with quite a big loss. Okay, I feel that's feeding in today into the fact that they are just going to get up and go. They're done. Okay, now this card can just mean as well that they will just wake up and think, you know what, I'd rather be on my own. Okay, that they'd rather be in control of their own life, because I feel at the moment your person likes to be in control. They're quite logical. Like I said, can be a bit of a cold cookie. At the moment, they're not in as much control as they would like to be. And I specifically, that you will really know, if this is your reading today, that if they don't feel in control, they will ghost, they will leave, and then they've gone. All right, that's what they're going to do. Okay, that's what they're going to do. You're going to hear from them. Page of Pentacles. Okay, they're still very, very Page of Pentacles, you know, they're very obsessed with you still. Okay, and they're hoping that you can have a new beginning here. What else? What would they like to say to you? Let me just see what we can get out of this deck. I want to see a bit more what's gone on there with that Ten of Pentacles reversed. I'm in love with you. Yeah, Page of Pentacles is also a card that can mean someone is very, very obsessed with you. Okay? But they're in love with you still. One more, bottom of the deck. They've realised that being with you is what real love should feel like. Not fantasy, not excitement, not the honeymoon phase, but you're the whole package, all right? You're the whole package, and sometimes people have to lose the package to realise that they actually had the package, and they had it with you, all right? They really, really did have that package with you. What's this one? You appear often in my dreams. Okay. I just want a little bit more. Can you just clarify? I just want to clarify that Ten of Pentacles. I'm just digging a bit here. You know, the Empress come out. It could be to do with somebody who's older than them, or a father figure, or the head of the family. This is very specific. Might be for one of you. Okay. But the Ten of Pentacles is often family structure. It's not particularly a lovey-dovey card. It's a card of success, where you've worked hard, you know, and then you retire, you've paid your mortgage off, you've got there, you've gone from the Ace and you're at the 10. It's in the reverse, so it's not working out. It can mean, you know, repossession, bankruptcy, where whatever you thought you've got, you know, your final goal, your cross finish line, has gone tits up, basically. But the Empress here, so the stability, the structure, the protection, the focus, the discipline, and all that sort of logic has turned on its backside now, okay? But also it could mean that there is a problem around a father figure, or someone within a family structure has been abusing their power. One more, please. Yeah, I've got a mother and a father energy in all of this, okay? Take what resonates, but I have got a mother and a father energy. coming out in all of this stuff that's going on in their environment. Yeah, bottom of the deck, 4 of Wands in the reverse. So unhappy families, unhappy families, cancelled plans, leaving home. Now, this doesn't always mean leaving home. It can mean leaving home. It can mean that you've made a bad move and you want to come home, quite simply. But it can also talk of energetically, even if you're not living with your parents or your family, and to be honest, even if they've passed away, it can be somebody, when they're a little bit older, realising that the dynamics of the family were unhealthy, and that is what has caused them to behave in the way that they behaved in, especially say towards you, and they've realised, they've woken up, they've had a bit of an awakening, and they're doing the work, all right? Because this person's still in love with you. Let's just see what the tea is on this. Oh, you know we said bankrupt with the Ten of Pentacles. There you go. This could be energy that's coming in. Possibly your person's connected into something and they can see it going down the pan. But the Ten of Pentacles in reverse can specifically mean bankruptcy, because the Ten of Pentacles in the upright is a successful business. You've built it up. You've got, you've got the golden egg. You've worked for it and it's yours. But when it reverses, it can mean bankruptcy. Okay. That's why your person, that is why your person they haven't got a plan. They're jumping ship. They're jumping ship. Okay? They're sick of kissing ass. Do you know they're going to kick ass now, but they're sick of kissing ass. They've had enough of that. Your person likes to be in control, don't they? They can be a bit of a loner. I'm not getting a particularly toxic energy. I'm just getting that they're not always very good with their emotions, and that's why they will just walk. And especially if they feel that they're being pressured and they can't deal with it, they're a bit avoidant. All right, they can be a bit avoidant. Anything else? Any more things, please? There's people there talking shite in the environment. Marrying for money. Did somebody go back to a situation or into a relationship for money? The Ten of Pentacles in the upright can be an energy of two people who are married, but it's more like a business relationship, okay? Or two people, Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, where they've stayed together, children grow up, the money, the business, whatever. But then one person says, I'm not doing this anymore. I want more. Yeah, it's interesting today. Interesting energy. Ego. Yeah, your person's sorry about their ego, okay? And if they did cheat on you, they are very sorry about that, all right? If they did cheat on you, they have had their fingers burnt. One more on this environment. They've made vows to the wrong situation, okay? If they made a vow to someone else, or they married for money, or they got in a different relationship, they regret that now. They regret it. Shallow. Your person's not a shallow person. They're actually a deep person. Even though they're avoidant, they're the sort of person that can be, I'm just hearing they don't miss much, okay, but they really made one hell of a cock up here. Or even if they just made vows or signed a contract to do with their family or something, they regret it. Top of the deck, please. They've realised that you were the wise, trustworthy, caring person, okay? It was you. You were the one that always had an open door. You were the one that they could rely on. Okie dokie, righty ho. Let me just see. Let's just have one more out of this deck. I'm going to go to best possible outcome for you, I feel, because they're coming back, all right. Yeah, this is just confirmation. It's the running, ghosting, disappearing, invisible. That is this person's energy. Okay, that's really just for you. You'll know if you've got this far that this was your reading. That's their energy. That's what they used to do, but they made mistakes. Okay. They're quite easy to misunderstand because you never know if you've got them. They're very aloof. Your person's very aloof. Okay, can you give me the best possible outcome at the moment, please? Ooh. Okay, I feel they're going to come back in. 9 of Cups. But I've got the Devil. And then I've got the Chariot. I feel, okay, this is how I feel today. This is what I'm hearing. That you still feel very attached to this person. You're still very bonded to this person. There is still a massive tie there. But I think you feel that they're selfish and a little bit toxic. You will run into this person. You're going to bump into this person. Okay? It happens. It doesn't matter how long you've been apart. You know, I could tell you some real stories if we got all day. But you will bump into this person. But I feel at the moment, in this energy, you're going to keep moving. That you've moved on. All right? That you've moved on. That you've healed. That you're putting your own needs and wishes first. So, yeah, 6 of Cups. Yeah, they're going to come back in, all right, without a shadow of a doubt. And there's that bond there, and I feel you're always possibly going to have a bond, but I see you in the Chariot energy where you're just like, no, my success, I come first. And it can just literally mean you bump into them, but you go your own way. Nothing comes of it, even though they want it. Okay, so I leave that with you. Look after yourself, put yourself first, remember who you are, be in the Chariot energy. Selfish, great. Doing what you want to do, even better, and loving yourself so much that it hurts. Fantastic. Okay, I love you. Take care. Bye.